Go ahead and call this meeting to order. That's not the case.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, for which it stands, one indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I salute the flag of the state of New Mexico, a symbol, perfect friendship among united cultures. Thank you both very much. Moving on to item 4, approval agenda. I wanted to state that our county manager is out this morning. He's going to be on jury duty. We have John Hadaga as well. She's our next in line for the county manager. They do have a talk with the fire marshal this morning in Harness to postpone item 12 from the day's agenda until our next meeting. Commissioners, is there any other changes you'd like to see made? Hearing none, do I entertain a motion to approve the agenda as amended? I make a motion to approve the agenda postponing item 12.
I'll second.
Commissioner Kern?
Yes.
Commissioner Ware?
Yes.
Commissioner
Yes. Item number 5, approval of regular minutes for May 12th, 2023. This is going to be the minutes special meetings agenda for May 16th, 2023, and the budget hearing minutes for May 16th, 2023. Approve them all as one. Commissioners, is there any changes or anything? Entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Second. Thank you, Commissioner Miller.
Commissioner Kern?
Yes.
Commissioner Ware?
Yes.
Commissioner Kern?
Yes. Okay, moving on to item number 6. I just want to thank everyone for coming up here today. We're going to do the recognition business, so everyone wants to over here. Gentlemen, please stand up and introduce yourselves and just slow it down.
Joan Afdaka, County Manager's Office.
Sharon Niederman, World Journal newspaper.
Brad Torres, Chief Deputy Clerk. Actually, Youth Environment Services and the Health Council.
Tatum, you are.
Louis Crooks from Black Lake.
Gina Slade, Board Regional Detention Center.
Virginia General Manager's Office.
New Cardinals.
Tina Slanto, Manager's Office.
Rob Walker, Republican Party of Colfax County.
Chris Shear, Sheriff's Office.
Stevens, Work Department. Roger Smith, Colfax Gazette.
Amadeo Soto, IT.
We also have online our county attorney, Jim Rowe. So, moving on to item number 7, is public comment. We have anyone here for public comment? Please come up to the podium here.
Also, you would make sure you speak into the microphone because otherwise the people on the video will struggle to hear you.
Okay. Morning. My name is Ashley Dina. I work for the Youth Environment Services, and then I also do the Colfax County Health Council. We were supposed to present last meeting, May 9th, for the presentation and how they did that. But there was also a second piece to update you guys on the fact sheet that Jonah passed out to you in the packet. The first paper is the new updated fact sheet for the Colfax County Health Council, and it was part of our deliverables from DOH to complete for this year. And the second page is the one from last year, just for comparison. And then the third paper is just an invitation to commissioners, and this has been shared virtually and in person to everybody at health fairs and stuff, if anybody would want to join the health council meetings. the new fiscal year 23 deliverable that we had to complete this year. We just had to update last year's. So our, who we are stayed the same. Our mission stayed the same and our vision. Our priorities stayed the same just for this fiscal year. But we constructed a survey that we distributed at the health fairs and online. So the priorities for the Colfax County Health Council will change this coming fiscal year due to the data that we collected from that survey. The only thing I did want to point out that did change from last fiscal year's fact sheet is that we, for child abuse and neglect, that's one of our priorities. We are second for child abuse and neglect as part of the counties of New Mexico. The other priority that we are working on is suicide rates, and we are fourth highest amongst all the counties in New Mexico. And then for overdoses or drug misuse, we're 11th. So we have changed from last fiscal year in a few of those areas. So just wanted to update you. If you have any questions.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. Do you have any questions? I do want to say thank you for everything you do. I mean, so with the child abuse awareness, I mean, it happens. So I was a victim of child abuse of me by babysitting when I was younger. So just know that it does happen, and it you know, there's a good outcomes to it. So it's not over that.
And we have collaborated, one of our main focuses this year was capacity rebuilding for the health council. And we have collaborated with a bunch of different groups. We are working closely with DWI, Healthy Kids Health Community with Liz and Pat. So we're trying to build the capacity so we can all work together instead of everybody working on different things. So.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Chairman, so how closely are you all working with the school districts? Because it seems like the source of this is in our youth. And it seems like that'd be a primary source for you all to prevent these things from occurring in the West.
So now that we got Elizabeth Campbell on board, she works a lot more closely within the schools versus the health council mostly works with the entities and the public. So now that we got her, she's going to be collaborating with our meetings, which we hold every third Wednesday of the month at CYFT, and it's a hybrid in person. So you could either attend in person or through the Zoom links. So now that she's going to be collaborating with us with our meetings, hopefully we can get more involved in all the schools in the county because she has a lot more connections within the school districts.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Well, thanks for the time. So my name is Louis Crooks, Lou, Lou. My wife and I have been running an alpaca ranch in Black Lake for the last 15 years. We live off of Osher Road, which is County Road B3. To help locate that, it's right by the southern Colfax County Volunteer Fire Station, south of Angel Fire, about 5 miles south of Angel Fire. The reason I'm here today is because I've got a few pictures if you'd like to see them, but we noticed some excavation work going on a few weeks ago in our neighborhood. And we've come to understand that what's being built is a grow facility for marijuana. In the residential neighborhood, we've got permanent residents, summer residents, and vacation homes in this neighborhood. And this facility is being built within 100 to 200 yards of 2 houses, widely separated from the landowner where it's being built. He's got it way separated from his house, acres from his house, but very close to residents. The neighborhood, as I said, has several roads. There's actually 3 county roads back two of them come off of B3. And I've spoken with many of the residents, and there's a lot of concern about what's going on. The pad is something on the order of 80 to 100 feet wide in 2 layers, and it's over 200 feet long. So it's gonna be a big facility. No construction started. We don't know where they're gonna get the water. Our concerns are, first off, the amount of traffic it may bring into the neighborhood. Second off, the water usage. Third off, we don't know what might go on there as opposed to sales, or such as sales, which would then draw an awful lot of people into the neighborhood where there are homes that aren't particularly protected from this. So the question is there anything we can do? Can we get up a petition to bring to the county and get some help to control this, or anything else? But I am here to make you aware of it. That's pretty much it.
Thank you for coming out here. You've come such a long way from that, I appreciate it. Commissioner Rear, do you have anything to say?
Well, my only question is to Madam Clerk, because 2 years ago, we passed a marijuana ordinance, right, which incorporates both retail sales and incorporates growing. Right, and there's rules, I can't remember what they are, I want to say it's, anyhow, I'm not gonna misquote because I haven't looked at it recently, but have we had any applications for permits for either growth or?
We had one, that was looking at it, and then they had to go in and they were trying to follow the ordinance, and I think we got a $200 business registration out of it. But that's all we've had.
And was that in Black Lake?
No, this one's here.
This was, there was, while I was still here, there was one application that was, outside of town here.
But we have not.
Outside of town, outside the city limits.
Okay.
But whether or not there's been anything in the past 18 months or whatever, I have no idea. When Jones started the beginning, no applications, so. They would be in violation, I think, it's very minimal right now because they haven't applied for an application.
If that's what it's being billed for.
Yes, correct.
And would that application have to be applied for prior to construction or prior to use?
Well, they have to go through and have to have like fire suppression and all that stuff in the building, so it would have to, they'd have to apply for it, I'd say, prior to them building the building.
So let's say that maybe the intent isn't marijuana, and that's what we hear. And one of the things, just so the commission knows, I talked to Mr. Crook prior to the meeting, and I know the property owner, and I offered to go talk to him. I wasn't aware of this at all until Mr. Crook told me just a few minutes ago. But I do know the property owner, and I'm willing to go to that property owner and have a conversation with them about what their intent is. To clarify on behalf of the commission. But if we don't know 100%, you know, they haven't applied for anything yet. I mean, we don't know exactly, and I know how things, you know, rumors and so can start, and people would say things that they don't really know. So I guess my question is, you know, really for the chairman, how would you like me to, or would you like me to proceed on behalf of the commission to go and pursue this, or you want the manager to handle it, or how would you like to move forward?
I think if it's time, I know we have an Andrew, move forward with it, investigate it, maybe get its policy out to us, and we can maybe offer that you will to talk to the manager. But this way first, we have the policy review. So. Works for commissioners. Thank you all very much. Thank you.
One last thing, Mr. Chairman, if they're building a building, do we have any requirements? We don't have any ordinances related to building construction right now, so they can build without any, they would have to go to the state, but not us, right?
Correct.
Okay, just one more.
Another thing, there's the assessment office here,
So. Thank you very much. Moving on to item 8, discussion and action agreement between confinement between Colfax County and the Village of Colfax.
Good morning, Commissioners. We're just asking to renew our contract with the Village of Angel Fire for inmate confinement.
I noticed that, I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman. Chairman, I noticed that the rate is 99.25 or something like that, which is up from our other contracts that are 85 a day, right?
No, so originally this contract was actually drawn up prior to our brand new contract that we've been giving all of the renewals in the county, Seaman County and all those.
Yeah.
So this is just the contract that we're now using for every county. And it was actually 95, went up 5%, I just did 99, so
Okay.
it's for everybody, yes.
So this is the new rate, as we renew them, we'll all be charged this rate?
Correct.
Okay.
And then this one is different. This is the one that we've been using for renewals for since last year, I believe it was. When Monty was the warden 2 years ago. And then we're just renewing our contract instead of their contract.
And these renewals happen annually, right, for each one?
Yes.
So all of them will go through this renewal this year at some point, there's different times
Yes.
of the year. Okay.
And then this adds medical. Then previously, medical wasn't added to the previous contract, so this, for all of our contracts now includes partial medical for them, for us to hold, they have to.
So we're not paying for medical.
We are, but like extraordinary care, prescriptions, that goes to the county board.
If you'd like to see a copy of the last contract, I can go out and make a copy.
No, it's okay, I think I got it. Yeah, I just didn't realize we were adding medical because I thought we always did medical on these agreements.
We didn't. And then within I think it was 2 years ago, I wasn't involved in the contract making. I know June had looked into it. I had gotten a message from county manager back then, wanted that
2 years ago,
new
sorry.
contracts from now on,
Okay.
which include the medical, because it can get pretty expensive if something happens with them medically. I mean, so we have them pay the partial medical.
Basically, what happened, correct me if I'm wrong, Virginia, the county would pick up like agencies and stuff. But if there was anything extraordinary or prescriptions, and then the contracting entity would be responsible for the most expenses. But the data stuff is something like that.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Just to summarize.
Yeah, and just as it states, we key care is which can be used to have the facility and these. Everything else is extraordinary.
Yeah, so.
No, I understand the new contract says, I was curious about how it had changed, because I didn't realize that. I thought we always had it that way.
No, and that was the county manager who actually looked at the contracts and got that in the workings too.
Okay.
For the extraordinary care and then the prescriptions, because some of these prescriptions can be pretty high.
Okay. Mr. Turner?
I think that change came about when we started contracting with Taos. That was
Yes.
the first one.
Yes, because
If I remember
county was the first one.
Yes.
And I just came up with this one.
Thank you very much. I'll entertain a motion to accept the agreement.
So,
Second. The motion is second on the floor.
Commissioner Kern?
yes.
Commissioner Rea?
Yes.
Chairman Truhill?
Yes. Moving on to item number 9, discussion. Action, June 2023 meeting dates. So for,
morning, County Manager, or sorry, good morning, County Commissioners and Madam Clerk. So it has been brought to our attention that several individuals will be attending the NMC conference. In June, that would be in conflict, with the commission meeting. So we were looking to see if commission would like to reschedule a commission meeting, for perhaps, the same day as the canvas for the
That's June 5th.
yes.
Yes.
So what's being proposed is we have our canvassing at 9 a.m. And then following 9:15, we are meeting forward. Since the commission will be attending the next conference. Is there any conflicts you guys are looking at that?
I have a conflict.
June 5th,
Yes.
and I do have a conflict that I would change it. Sorry, June 6th. Yeah, I don't know if we were gonna work, can we move the campus meeting to the 6th? Yeah, the 6th would be better for me.
Yeah, 6 works.
So let's move it to the 6th.
June 6th, 9 a.m. canvas and special meeting immediately following.
Special meeting?
No, it's a regular meeting.
Regular.
So I guess we'll entertain a motion to, I guess, amend the regular canvassing to 6th at 9 a.m. and the regular meeting to 9:15 a.m. for June 6th. Go ahead. Motion.
So moved.
Second.
So second and third.
Commissioner Kern,
Yes.
Commissioner Ware,
Yes.
Chairman Trudeau.
Yes.
Thank you.
Moving on to item 10, discussion and action, RFP 2023-02 banking services.
Good morning again. Our baking service RFP is going to be up in June. Normally we renew that every 4 years. So I'm asking to go out for, I'm asking to go out for an RFP for baking service.
Commissioners, any questions or comments? I would like to just amend the RFP to include an option if there's the right credit card services to just include that in there that they provide us. That is all. That's the process here.
Be in the desirable.
What are we trying to do? Sounds like a credit card process.
I'm not sure.
In the-
Treasurer?
Yes, right now we work with Forte, and they, I can have them presented to you. I don't know that anything can give us credit card. It might be more expensive. Forte already has discounts. I prefer not to keep them in there this time. We can start working them for the next 4 years. We're trying to get Inbank on board. I don't know, how many accounts do you think we have for credit card, payments? With them? Do we have about 500 of them? So we're trying to get them to work with Triadic to provide so they can just download their file and they can do that within, yeah, they just,
Within that, not Forte, Forte.
Forte can do a lot of things. And
Yeah,
they
Forte,
can do that.
yeah, but that's why I just want to
But
have an
Inbank,
option.
yeah, I just don't, we would have to work with Inbank, like, we've been trying to work with them for the last 4 or 5 years, even when Kathy was, just to try to get them to pay their tax payments. And, every page. Yeah, we can put it on there, but I don't know if any of these smaller banks can do it.
My recommendation, Mr. Chairman, would be to keep these as two separate items, because the integration with our software is a key efficiency driver for our treasury office, and sure for, I don't know how much interaction finance department has with it, but you know, even at whatever better rates we might get through a bank, we're gonna, I think if they don't have good integration, we're just going through the change in integration. It's probably gonna cost us some efficiency, at least in the short run. To me, they're separate items.
We need more time to do that. It just can't happen. And we have a lot of credit card payments. Their fee right now is 2.5 that they're, and they can, I can have Forte at another meeting, let you know all their options that they do. I just have been trying to work with Indate now on little things and we can get it done. So we're having to manually post all these payments, which are, we got CoreLogic to do it, was huge. And if they would have just worked with them, they could have done it. It would take long, and I don't want to lose out on credit card payments now that what we're doing, because we do have a lot that are coming through. Because mail gets lost. So we are seeing a huge increase. And the customer pays the percentage, the 2.5.
And the convenience, there's a convenience factor on how we pass it to our constituents. To ask people to go through changing, a lot of people like we set that up pay. And if you change that vendor, we're gonna have to do it. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it's something that the credit card, that the constituents are gonna have to go through, and some of them will, and some of them won't. Do it timely, and it may affect our cash flow, people neglect to switch, and there's a lot of challenges with changing a credit card vendor.
Yeah, Forte just specializes in this,
Yeah.
and Jonah brought up a good point. We might have contract with them. I will check. I'll pull up their file.
Are they on a state contract? Because I don't recall them going up for fee on how we require their services to start with.
This, when I vaguely remember, we were with Point and Pay, and I really liked their system. I just didn't have good customer service with them. I mean, it would take a week, and you can't wait a week when people are trying to pay their credit card payments. So Forte, you have problems, they get back with you right away. I don't think it was a bid. I really don't remember. I'll have to.
I don't think it was an RFP because it probably.
You wouldn't have to.
That's not.
Yeah, because the customer pays the service, it doesn't cost the county.
Yeah, I don't remember doing a bid, but it's one of the cheapest, right?
Yeah, you wouldn't have to.
Yeah, 2.5 is good, or especially if you can integrate it with your account software. 2.5 is cheap.
Yeah, so people, the taxpayers get on there, they can pay their taxes, and then they do call the office too. I remember when it was International Bank, we were trying to do credit card payments, but they were gonna have to come in. It wasn't through Triad. They were gonna have to come in and we were gonna have to do the old fashioned.
It's still, it's gonna have to be a manual entry as opposed to.
Yeah, and people like to get on there, and I just think we would need more time.
No, that's fine. Well, then I'm okay with that, but I would like to see down the road, an RFP for the services. I understand that, and maybe needs to maybe leverage the size of our business to these other individuals, and maybe have a lower service fee, the convenience fee. At least it's sort of know where we stand. This is basically what I'm trying to. So then I'm fine with as the RFP making services. I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion that we approve RFP 2023-02 for banking services.
I'll second. It's been moved and seconded, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Kern?
Yes.
Commissioner Ware?
Yes.
Commissioner Hill?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to item 11, discussion action, bill off transfer agreement between Colfax and the city of Round. Mr. Jones, you ask for this?
So, to my understanding, the city of Raton, approved the documentation last week. I believe, it was on Thursday or Tuesday? Monday, city of Raton approved the documents. Everything has been reviewed by our county attorney. And, I believe that this has actually also been submitted to, DFA and, the Office of the City Auditor. And I believe what's in your packet is the documentation that was also approved by commission previously from the final resolution.
So, Mr. Chairman, I guess my question is, I don't know why this is coming before the commission again, because it's identically what we approved previously.
I think there was I think there was some changes that were made. I'm not sure if they were redlined or not, but I know that there was some changes that were recommended by our committee.
June, could you, chime in on this?
Yes, sir. The chairman and commissioners, I believe that through the last Tuesday, I believe that May 16, New Mexico Financial Authority approved this transaction. In that transaction, there's a condition from the executive director of the financial authority. I think you remember previously we stated that they do not record the deed until they finish their work prior to December 31st, 2024. And they made it clear that they want to make sure that they can, the New Mexico Financial Authority wanted to get recorded. So in the course of action to get approved, we changed the prior agreement from not recording before they performed their obligation under the agreement. We put the language on the reversionary clause, meaning that if they do not the city fails to construct the facility and make the facility operational prior to December 31st, 2024, the real property shall revert back to the county. So that was the one condition which has been approved by New Mexico Financial Authority. And then we prepared the deed form in conformity with that. So that was the one change, sir. And then the city and in county and then New Mexico Financial Authority approved this one. So this is just for the commissioners' information that we made one change in accordance with the compliance recommendation from the New Mexico Financial Authority, sir.
Okay, I do want to state that I do sit on the Raton Public Service Board as the treasurer. Though this property is being transferred to the city of Raton, it will be used for the extension of solar array being put out there by LPS. So this will make it clear to the commissioners. Public, so I'll entertain a motion to accept the real property transfer agreement between Colfax County and the city of Raton.
So,
Second, it's been moved and seconded, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Kern? Yes. Commissioner Rea?
Yes.
Chairman Trujillo?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. So item 12 has been struck on the agenda. Moving on to item 13. Discussion and action of government control service in Colfax County.
So every year we, Colfax County provides vector control from June 1st to September 30th for summer months. And I'm just asking if we can renew our contract. Nothing has changed. The price, everything is stayed exactly the same as it has for the last few years.
So I'll entertain a motion to discuss that. Or to approve the vector control services agreement for Colfax County. So, second, the move and seconded, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Kern?
Yes.
Commissioner Rea?
Yes.
Chairman Trujillo?
Yes. Item number 14 is discussed an action item of the control services in Colfax County and village of Maxwell.
Exactly the same from June 1st to September 30th. Everything's staying exactly the same.
To accept that control service agreement in Colfax County and village of Maxwell.
so moved.
Second, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Kern?
Yes.
Commissioner Rea?
Yes.
Chairman Trujillo?
Yes. Item number 15, discussion and action to regular full service agreement between Colfax County and the Rental and Control.
Everything.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
So,
Second. Second,
Commissioner Kern?
yes.
Commissioner Rea?
Yes. Yes. Item number 16, discussion and action, record and full service agreement between Colfax County and City of Rocketown.
Exactly. the same thing.
The prices increased to 3,000 instead of 1,000. For the others. Just state that, so, all, entertain a motion to approve.
No, it should only be 1,000.
What was that?
No, National Country Club is three.
But the original.
Yeah, the others are 1,000.
So, okay, sorry, I've been, they're saying the same as last year, we need it up there,
Oh.
it's exact, their contract is exactly the same as last year.
Okay, thank you. All entertain a motion to approve.
So,
Second, it's been moved second, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Kern?
yes.
Commissioner Rea?
Yes.
Chairman Truhill?
Yes. Item 17, discussion action regarding full service agreement between Colfax County and Township.
And then this one's exactly the same as last year as well.
Thank you very much. All entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
It's been moved second, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Kern?
Yes.
Commissioner Rea?
Yes.
Chairman Truhill?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 18 is discussion action with the Colorado Special Project Coordinator position.
Good morning, Commissioners. So this has been approved. However, I guess this is just to discuss the timing of the actual hire. We're asking to be hired before July 1st. If the commission would grant us that permission. It is built in our budget for to be hired on July 1st. However, there was a little bit of confusion as to what the actual discussion was at our last meeting. So Commissioners, County Manager's Office would respectfully like to request permission to hire before July 1st.
Sure.
Yeah, I think originally this position was supposed to and not increasing the full-time equivalency of our staff, and I'm not in favor of it. It's going to be so.
Commissioner Kern.
I would concur with Commissioner Weir. We were not supposed to increase FTE and assistant, so I'm not there.
Okay, thank you. So, I don't have any further questions about the other issue. Anybody want to make a motion not to approve? Or the motion not to approve? So, yeah, motion dies. Moving on to item number 19, discussion action approval of preliminary budget for the fiscal year 2023.
Commissioners, so this is for approval of preliminary budget as presented and discussed yesterday at the budget workshop for 2022 to 2023, or sorry, 2023, 2020.
Sure.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, so I just want to clarify something that was said in a meeting yesterday. I think there's a misunderstanding in our staffing on how this is going to affect our pay. Because if the county pays for your para, when you pay for para, it is a pre-tax deduction. So it reduces your taxable income. So let's say you make $50,000 a year and you pay 10% of para, which is $5,000. Your taxable income is $45,000. If the county pays that $5,000, your taxable income becomes $50,000. So your taxable income is going to go up. It's going to affect your tax bracket potentially. Although really, nobody in the county is gonna have, well, I mean, I don't know what your spouse is making for common jointly, but individually, virtually everybody in the county is in the second tax bracket, which the cap amount for that is $83,000. So only the manager is the only person that makes more than 83 by himself. So I don't know what your spouse is making, but it's not really going to impact your tax bracket significantly. And if we gave you a raise, it's going to impact your tax bracket the same. So the issue is that we're going to pay 75% of your para. Most of our employees are in the general plan 2, which is 11% employee contribution. We're going to pay 75% of that, which is about 8.5%. So effectively, that we're going to pay 8.5% of your salary, and your taxable income is going to go up by that percentage. So there's really no difference. There's virtually no difference between getting a raise and getting this, because if we gave you a raise, then your taxable income is going to go up by approximately that same amount. Again, there are some finite differences, but I mean, we're talking, in most cases, we're talking a percentage or less in difference between whether you get a raise or whether we do this. The difference is, there's a couple of differences. The difference is, if we give you a raise, then your hourly rate, whatever it is going to go up by that percentage. So now when we're going out on the market to hire, the hourly rates for these open positions are going to be higher than they're going to be if we pay your para. That having your salary higher is also going to affect your retirement, because your retirement is based on how much your salary is, not your taxable wage. It's how much your salary is. So by increasing your salary, you're actually going to get more money when it comes to retirement. There's another factor of this. This is basically a fixed improvement, I mean, a fixed raise that you would be getting if we pay for your para. If you get a raise of 10% this year, or 12%, or whatever the number is, next year when you get a raise based on a percentage, this year's raise affects next year's raise. So there's an escalating amount that as you go forward and stay with the county, raises build on each other. If we pay your para, future raises are not going to affect para. You're not going to have that building. It's kind of like making an investment where you're reinvesting, the money that you make off of interest, and it builds on each other. And you have a salary increase, you have a building like that. If we're paying para, it's not going to contribute to that building of your salary over time. And I mean, I ran some rough numbers, and I'm telling you, it's as far as what you're going to take home in your pay. If we gave you a 12% raise, it's going to be about the same as if we pay 75% of your para. Again, they're rough, and it's not the same for everybody. I will tell you, there's some standouts in this. If we pay your para, the elected officials and Manager Gore get to take part of the benefit, because we can't legally give them a raise. Manager Gore is under contract for how much he makes, and the elected officials' salaries are designated by state statute. So if we give a 10% or 12% raise to everybody, the elected officials are excluded. If we pay para, the elected officials and Manager Gore are included, and they will get the extra money. So anyhow, to me, I think it's a mistake to do this para. And how I think this para thing has been around for a couple of years, and maybe there's one county you said that's doing it. Is there any counties actually doing it right now?
And just for clarification, The municipal court is 10.85%. And so with this, it would actually reduce to 2.9%. I just wanted to make sure that those numbers were correct.
So what was that again?
The employee portion for the municipal plan is will go to 10.85%. With 75 pickup, it'll actually go to 2.9%.
Right, so this year, the employee pickup is gonna be 11.15%, right?
Yes. Well, I don't have. it in
And
front of me, but
if we, and 75% of,
I think it's 10.85.
I'm sorry,
I thought maybe the employee portion or the employer portion is 10.85, the employee portion is 11.5.
yeah, the employer is
2.9.
10 point, for FY, I'm looking at the schedule right here that you gave. For FY 23, under general plan, under municipal general plan 2, the employee pays 11.15, the employer pays 10.3 in 2023.
You have to go to 2024, so
So 11.65, and I can't read it, looks like 10.8.
10.85.
Which is currently 11 counties that are picking up 75%.
The Union County, sewer county.
For Leo,
So effectively, what you'll be getting,
for Leo, Curry, Anya, Eddie, Grant, Luna, McKinley, San Juan, Union, and Mills.
so it gives you at 11.65, we pay 75%. You're effectively getting an increase of 8.7%.
And then the law enforcement portion is much larger. So they would go from, I want to say 18 down to 4.
Yeah, I can't read. It's 14.66. Because they're on municipal police plan 4, right?
Yes.
14.66. So that is the other people who will make out. So if we gave you a 10% raise, because the taxes are effectively going to be the same, you're actually going to get more money than if we pay the pair, which would effectively be an 8.7% raise. For the sheriff's office, though, they're on a different pair plan. So for the sheriff's office, they're going to get a 10.99 or basically 11% raise if we pay the para portion. And so they would get 1% more than if we gave a 10% raise to everybody. So they get 1% more, everybody else would get 1.3% less. And again, these are rough numbers, but it's a percentage of a percent. And your taxable income is going to go up either way. And the taxable income that most people in here are paying on these dollars is going to be 12%, because you're in the second tax bracket. So, I don't know, to me, it doesn't make sense, and I think it makes us less competitive because your salaries aren't going up. So now when people look at how much an hourly rate you're going to make, it's not going to go up. And you're going to, for those of you that aren't sheriffs, deputies, you're going to make less than the take home pay.
So I'll make a motion to approve the approval of preliminary budget for fiscal year 2023-2024. Do I second?
I'll second.
Move second and vote.
Commissioner Kern,
Yes.
Commissioner Ward,
No.
Chairman Truhill.
about number 20, Commissioner Dockett. Commissioner
Yeah, I don't really have anything.
I'd just like to bring up, I had a call this morning from a constituent in my district discussing the beehive here in Raton, and I don't know if everybody's aware of it, but there's an application going forward to turn that into basically a residential unit. It's 15 units currently. The owner is doing an application to turn that into a residential unit for individuals over 21 years of age that are basically supported by Medicaid. There is a public hearing tomorrow at City Hall. At 6 o'clock. What they've asked for is consideration of request for special exemption to change the zoning in that area, which is currently residential district. In doing some research, the beehive is actually built in violation of the ordinance and but anyway, it was built with the covenants. It was built in violation of the covenants that were in place in that area. So I think this is a very sticky situation for that neighborhood, and I would encourage anybody that can to attend that meeting. It's probably going to be some pretty key discussion. I don't know. I'm not the right there personally. I don't know how the commission feels about it, but I know it's within the city, it's not within the county, but it is pretty important consideration for this meeting to take there. So just wanted to bring that out. Thank you.
Commissioner Kern. For myself, there's something I'd like to request from the county manager that we put on the agenda in June, either by the first or second week. It's my understanding we have an annual review of our county manager. So I'd like to have that put in there. I'd also like to sorry.
There you go.
Just want to make sure everyone here. Yesterday during our budget workshop, I had the idea of 4-H, and one thing I learned a lot from being in FFA and 4-H just for the animals and everything else. I grew up in the city limits, so I never had the opportunity to raise animals when I was younger. So I got into FFA and they had an ag ranch, where I was able to raise hogs, keep them there. So one thing I'd like to consider, just to plant the seed, I guess, for the fellow commissioners, is for maybe the Colfax County Event Center and far back corner, maybe section off 2 or 3 acres. And this is just for a 4-H farm where kids, local kids here in the community could have their project animals and be worked on, and we would support those individuals and families that don't necessarily have the land to raise an animal. And where the city discourages it with their ordinances and everything else. So the only other thing is we're still working on EV chargers. We've been working with the county manager on that. It's essentially going to be free EV chargers to the federal grant to the Infrastructure Jobs Act. The deadline is June 13th. So we're working on that. And that is all I have. So, Mr. Jones, is anything that the manager's talking? Oh, yes.
Sorry. Does the FFA program still have the facilities there at the high school? Because they had fans and everything for animals there.
Yes, I believe they do. I'm not sure. I know they've gone through several FFA teachers in the past, so I'm not sure where their current ag farm stands.
Thank you.
It is.
Thank you, Chairman. So I'm pretty sure you covered everything that I was going to cover in the manager's report. Manager's docket. But I'll stand for any other questions.
Yeah, I'd just like to get an update on the status of the RFP for the airport.
There is going to have an evaluation committee this week for review. But I could direct any other information from our CF or CPO.
This time we've received one proposal and I have asked Jeff Gilbert and Scott Matthews and Monty Burns to sit on the evaluation committee and we will be doing that on Thursday.
I have nothing else, thank you.
Thank you very much. So next we're gonna move on to item 22, is inspection of the road department of Ministerial Building. So we recess in this meeting, head out to the road building. What's the address of the county road building? That's 207 Concord. 207 Concord, so that's the south end of town, for the south tracks, right?
Do you want to recess till the?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and go to recess till 10:30. So we got. Go down to tracks, like the last office, or any subdivision of what probably. Thank you very much.